Good day. It is December the 29th. The year's almost over with. Today we're continuing John 8, doing verses 33 through 36, and Proverbs 29. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin John 8, starting at verse 33. We are Abraham's descendants, they answered. We have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say we will be set free? 34. Jesus replied, Truly, truly, which is equivalent to verily, verily. I tell you, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. 35. A slave does not remain in the house forever, but a son remains forever. 36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. 33. We are Abraham's descendants, they answered. We have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say we will be set free? The Jews, the Jews who believed and turned back are worse off than those who never believed. But they're saying, we've never been slaves. They obviously forgot about Egypt and Rome now. Well, Rome didn't exactly make them slaves, but Egypt did. And they answer, we are Abraham's descendants. That's like saying, my dad went to church. My parents went to church, therefore I'm saved. It don't work that way. 34. Jesus replied, Truly, truly, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. A slave of sin, who continues to sin. It's the opposite of the truth. 35. A slave does not remain in the house forever, but a son remains forever. No slave stays forever. The son belongs to the house forever. But if you're a slave, eventually you'll be out of the house. And 36. So if the Son sets you free, you'll be free indeed. A slave cannot set free another slave. Only a member of the house. Like Jesus is the king. The Father could set you free, but he gave all the responsibility and the ability and the power to Jesus to do that. The authority. So if Jesus sets you free, you'll be free indeed. Proverbs 29. He being often reproved hardeneth his neck. That means he's stubborn. Shall suddenly be broken, and that without remedy. In other words, God will break you, and that's that. 2. When the righteous are increased, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people sigh. When the righteous are in power, it is good for the people. 3. Whosoever loveth wisdom rejoices his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots wasteth his substance. 4. The king by justice established the land, but he that exact gifts overthroweth. In other words, those who accept bribes, they overthrow justice. 5. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreads a net for his steps, because the man starts believing the hype, and he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, and walks right off a cliff, thinking he can fly. 6. In the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare, but the righteous do sing and rejoice. Every sin is a trap, and it will catch you. 7. The righteous take knowledge of the cause of the poor. The wicked understandeth not knowledge. This is in court. The wicked don't look into it, is not impartial, or doesn't understand why they should even bother or care. 8. Scornful men set a city ablaze, but wise men turn away wrath. 7. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he be angry or laugh, there be no rest, because the fool just keeps coming at him. You can't persuade him by threats or arguments. You can't come to terms. 10. The men of blood hate him as a seer, and as for the upright, they seek his life. 11. A fool spendeth all his spirit, but a wise man stilleth within him. If you can't control yourself, someone else will. 12. If a ruler hearkeneth to falsehood, all his servants are wicked. 13. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. Yahweh gives light to the eyes of them both. God blesses the just and the unjust. So you can't put down anyone. Can't condemn anyone. 14. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever. 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but as for a child left for himself, causes shame to his mother. If you don't discipline, the child will turn out to evil. 16. When the wicked are increased, transgression increases. The more wicked you have, the more sin you have. But the righteous shall gaze upon their fall, and they shall fall. 17. Correcteth thy son, and he will give thee rest. Yea, he will give delight unto thy soul. 18. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, where there is no law. But he that keepeth the Torah, or the law, happy is he. Keeping God's law will make you happy. 17. The servant will not be corrected by words, though he understand, there be no response. 20. Seeth man that is hasty in his words, there is more hope for a fool than for him. Don't speak too quickly. 21. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall become master at the last. 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a wrathful man aboundeth in transgression. If you don't control yourself, you will be sinning. 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but he that is a lowly spirit shall obtain honor. 24. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth adjuration, and uttereth nothing. 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare. Whoso putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be set on high. Trust God, and he will protect you. 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but a man's judgment comes from Yahweh. And 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. Evil people and righteous people don't mix. They are diametrically opposed to each other, and they will end up in conflict. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, so do I.